Hello everyone and welcome back to another Unreal Engine 5 tutorial. Today, let's talk about lighting. One of the most important factors for a cinematic look is proper lighting. This metahuman looks like a typical game character, and this one looks almost photorealistic, just by adding a few lights. Same metahuman, same scene, different lighting. Let's start with a classic setup used in real-world productions. When it comes to lighting people, or in our case characters, the standard approach is three-point lighting. It's a simple setup with three light sources, a key light as the main light, a fill light to soften the shadows, and a backlight, also called rim light, to separate the character from the background. Before we set this up, let's quickly disable the auto exposure in the viewport. We want our lighting to control the brightness of the scene, not the camera. To do that, add a post-process volume to your scene and enable Infinite Extent Unbound, so it affects the entire level. Then go to the exposure settings, set the mode to manual and disable Apply Physical Camera Exposure. For this tutorial, I'm removing all existing lights to keep things clean and easy to understand. Now, add a spotlight to the scene as your key light. I'm using a spotlight because it gives me full control over the direction and the width of the light cone. Position it at about a 45-degree angle to the front of the face and slightly above the head. Then rotate it so the light is pointing directly at the face. Try to create a small triangle of light below the eye on the shadow side of the face. You can achieve this by adjusting the light until the shadow of the nose connects with the darker side of the face. This small triangle of light is called the Rembrandt triangle. The key light already gives us an eye light, a reflection of the light source in the eyes. It's a little small right now, but we changed that in a moment. Now, let's take a look at the shadows. As you can see, they have very hard edges. If your graphics card supports ray tracing, I recommend enabling ray-traced shadows in the project settings. In most cases, they look way better. But don't worry, this setup also works without ray tracing. The shadow appears this hard because the light source is very small. The larger the light source, the softer the shadows. Just like with a softbox in real-world lighting. In Unreal Engine, you can control this in the Lights Details panel using the source radius parameter. Increasing it slightly will soften the shadows. As a side effect, it also increases the size of the reflection in the eyes. With a soft source radius setting, you can adjust the softness of these reflections as well. Next, let's add the fill light. Simply double-click the key light and move it to the opposite side of the face. We use the fill light to reduce the contrast between the shadow side and the lid side, lower the intensity. We just want to gently lift the shadows, not flatten the lighting completely. Toggle the light on and off to clearly see the difference. Looks good already. But to really make the character stand out, we need to separate it from the background. Even without a visible background, you can see how the character starts to blend into the darkness. Add another spotlight and place it behind the character, on the opposite side of the key light. Turn off the key and fill light for a moment and adjust the backlight so it creates a subtle rim of light along the hair and shoulders. Like this. So with just 3 simple spotlights, we've created a professional-looking result. Starting from this and ending up here. You may notice some noise in the high contrast areas. If you're using ray traced shadows, you can increase the samples per pixel value in the Lights Details panel, for example to 4, to get a cleaner result. And that's it for today. I hope you liked it and it was helpful. If you want more tutorials like that, just leave a comment. Cheers!